Let's go back to Friday, one of the craziest days I can remember, the Nnamdi Asomugha sweepstakes. Just how close did Nnamdi Asomugha come to being a member of the New York Jets?
You know, Mike, that's a great question to ask him. All I know is he's a great player. He's going to a great organization, and I'm sure he's going to do great things there. And obviously, that was something we took a long look at. And you know, in free agency, you know, you win some, you lose some. But with that said, I never felt like we were putting all our eggs in any one basket because we were working so hard behind the scenes with a lot of different scenarios. And you know, if you had said 10 days ago we'd come out of this with bringing Santonio Holmes back, Antonio Cromartie, and then getting Plaxico Burress and losing Braylon, you know, that would have been something we would have signed up for. And you know, when I look at the global big picture and knowing that our corner situation with Kyle Wilson, Darrell, and Crow now for the next 3 years, I feel really good about that because from day one, you know, Rex has said, I want corners, and it's no secret we're going to play, you know, man-to-man on the back end, and as Rex would say, he wants to change the math up front, and that's really how we're built.
Mike, was there ever a point, though, last Thursday or Friday where you believed that you were going to get Nnamdi Asomugha?
You know, I always hope for the best and plan for the worst, so was I hopeful? You know, sure I was, but I was working. You know, you just never know in free agency, and I thought we had some constructive dialogue with him and his agent, but it was a pretty fluid situation. And again, all I could do is plan. And you know, from a competitive standpoint, sure, you're never happy when something doesn't work out, but we had a year of goodwill with Cromartie, and we spent the year with him. He got to know us, we got to know him. So you know, he was talking to other teams as well, and that's what happens in free agency. And when I saw him yesterday, Mike, I looked at him and say, hey, it's not where you start, it's where you finish, and you finished with us, and we couldn't be happier. You know, we're excited about you being back. We had a good year with you last year, and we want to build on that.
When you're in a situation like that, though, bidding on a free agent, you know, it's not like an auction where you're in a room and you can see who else is holding up that ping pong paddle thing that they use. How do you know, or do you even know, what other teams are involved when you're talking to the agent who represents one of these players you're trying to get?
You know, you have a sense. You gather information. But really, I'm not a negative recruiter because I think there's a lot of great places in the NFL to go to and a lot of dynamic coaches. I'm just really proud of what we're trying to accomplish here, and I work with great people every day, and Rex and Woody Johnson, and I think we got a great story to tell. I think players like playing here. I think we take care of them on and off the field. You know, we have a very low injured reserve rate, and I think because we invest so much in resources to make them, you know, their wellness is important to us. So I think players want to come here, and when we don't win, you know, I take that as an opportunity for me to get better. I look at the situation and try to do better the next time.
So what do you say to a guy like Antonio Cromartie after you try to get Nnamdi Asomugha and it doesn't work? What do you say to Cromartie so he doesn't feel like he was the second choice or second fiddle?
I think it's just transparent. We were transparent from day one, saying, look, you know, there are other options at corner. We want to add another corner. You're in the mix, but we're talking to other people, and that's how it went the whole week. And I'm sure he was talking. I know he was talking to other teams, which he should be. So, again, to me, it's not where you start; it's where you finish. And I think the fact that he knew how well we took care of him last year was a big reason why he wanted to come back here.
Did it help or hurt the process, Mike, that Cromartie and Asomugha are represented by the same agency?
You know, that's a great question for Ben. I'd love to know the
answer. Well, from your perspective, do you think it helped or do you think it hurt?
You know, I think it helps. I mean, because there's nobody in this business I respect as much as, you know, Ben. He does a great job. Nobody works harder. And it was a weird dynamic, to be candid, you know, because he had so many guys that we were trying to re-sign. But I really respect him. He's very thorough. He's very meticulous. So I'd say it helped because at the end of the day, we got the player back, you know, in Cromartie that we're excited to have.